afternoon, evening, everybody. Welcome to the new Wincy show. I'm Garrett. It's wonderful to see you guys again. And today, first episode of this new show, podcast, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm just gonna be casual and tell you guys what this new deal is coming for you guys in the future. So let's just hop right into it. If you guys haven't met me before, I'm Garrett. I go to the University of Alabama. So that might make some people upset, knowing the end of the semifinal college football playoff game. But I mean, you know, stuff has to happen. So you can do what you will with that, but I also grown up, live in Cincinnati when I'm not in Alabama, born and raised Cincinnati, so I love the Bengals, love the Reds, love FCC. Everything about me is Cincinnati. It's incredible how much I just live, eat, and breathe this city, and that's why I wanted to come and be part of the show. It's incredible how much I go and I want to just show you guys how really excited I am to be a part of this. It's a great opportunity for me to come in and show you guys what I know. I know this is the Wincinnati show podcast channel. So it's something that revolves around Cincinnati and the city and how I think as a fan base we're starting to turn into winners, and that's the whole show. That's the whole part of the Wincy, and that's why I want to be the new Wincy show. My other show, in the past was the New Jungle podcast. It was something that I mean, it's really hard to. I'm not letting go of it. I don't think I'm not going to stop doing it, but it's something that I've shifted it some priority. I definitely want to give you guys the best content available, especially with how good this content already is. So I'm just another messenger, and I want to show you guys the good word of the Wincy. So it really is it's really exciting to be a part of this. I'm super excited. It's This show is going to be very much a a Cincinnati Bengals show mostly, but I do want to talk about college football when I can. I love college football. If you guys aren't familiar with anything about college football, I'm going to try to be as informative and show you guys as much as possible. Not necessarily go and talk about it too much. I'm not going to give you every score of every game, and I'm not going to give you a box score breakdown of every single game throughout all of college football, but I mean, it's something that I want to keep touch on, and especially when it comes draft time next year. I know we already have all of our picks in, and once again, I'm gonna say this before I get into it. I'm extremely excited about all of our people that we picked up in this draft, and including last draft, the people who are not necessarily going to get more playing time, but maybe have bigger roles in certain positions. I'm just really excited for this entire new season. I think this is probably our biggest opportunity yet, and we didn't even believe in ourselves last year. And this is something that I think we can go back and repeat and go to the Super Bowl and probably, hopefully, give a fighting chance to win a chip this year. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an introduction before I go into my thoughts about what's been going on in this past couple days. And I know a lot of people have been concerned about the Jessie Bates sit out, and I'm not really going to dwell on that. I don't really think that's something that I need to go and dive into very deep, but it's also not something that I can't really not address. I mean, I love Jesse. I think we're a better team when he's on the field, and I really just hope that we can go and get a deal done, whether or not that's long term, or if he decides that I know that he wants to be here. I know that his family wants to be here. We as a fan base want him to be here. It's just something that I think it's hard for us to kind of wrap our heads around the fact that, I mean, yeah, we spent a lot of money in free agency, and yeah, we did just pick up Dax Hill, and that's really important. But it's also like when you go into something like this, you have to look at it from the player's perspective. Yeah, he has a really good opportunity to go and win championships and be really successful here for a long time. But once again, he's proven in years past that he can be one of the top safeties in the league when he's playing at his best. And so that's obviously something we all know, and we all know he wants to go and provide for himself and his family and be able to give them as much as possible. But also you have to look at it from the ownership perspective where, yeah, if we needed to pay him at the end of the best year he had under a contract, I mean, yeah, we would have had to pay him if we did need to pay him, but we didn't have to. And I think it not necessarily was smart, but it showed the true full potential of what Jesse is. And yeah, he didn't really play his best during the season. He didn't get all the interception. He wasn't ball hawking as much. And I don't really think that's what our defense was last year. Yeah, we were getting interceptions. We were playing really good defense. We were holding teams who score a lot to little points. But we also got kind of stomped on a couple times. So, and not necessarily saying that he was a part of that, but it's just kind of it's something that you think about when you don't necessarily come to terms with a deal, is that sometimes the deals aren't there. Jesse sees something in himself that I guess the ownership doesn't, and until they come to a compromise, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. And obviously we all know he wants to be here and he loves it here, but like what are you gonna do in a situation like that? And as much as we can do, it's just show him the love and appreciation and hope that he can hope that he can get a deal done, because I do think that we are just a better team with him on the field. So that's about all I'm gonna talk about that. And I think it's kind of overblown. Um, Obviously I think they're still working hard to get a deal done. If a deal isn't done, I don't wanna say the future is bright, but we have a lot of key pieces that are going in. Von Bell is still under contract. He loves being here. Um, it's it's not the end of the world. Yeah, of course, I want Jesse on our team, and yeah, of course, he our team, like I've said before over and over, our team is better with him on the field. But how good can a team be when a guy's refusing to sit in or refusing to play because he doesn't think that he's being treated correctly? So just something that I really don't know what else I can say, because I don't want to dive too deep into it and get into conspiracies about whatever. Not necessarily saying that people think there's a conspiracy behind it, but it's just something that doesn't necessarily need to be harped on as much as it is. And I think that a lot of people have kind of overblown the whole situation. And so I'm not really going to get into it that much. But the one thing I do want to talk about is that we have an incredible offseason regiment coming up. We have OTAs, we have mini camps, we have training camp coming soon, and we have some absolute studs out there. I mean, you think about not only just the big names that we've gotten in free agency, let's just only talk about offensive line right now. As of this recording, Joe Burrow posted yesterday on Instagram and he tagged almost everybody on the line, everybody that was in the picture, and even some people that weren't in the picture. And I think the caption was something along just a man and his like security crew or something like that, which is something that you just get so I get, at least I do. I get so excited about it because it's just you go and you look at that and you're like, wow, he's happy to be here. And the Bengals are doing what we want them to do for him. They're getting him protection that he deserves. And yeah, I will be the first person to say I think Joe is an incredible player and he knows how to escape and he knows how to go and be elusive and use his legs. Some people wouldn't even consider him top 10 in mobile quarterbacks, and he's just mobile. Not necessarily in the grand scheme of like Lamar Jackson mobile, but it's like you go and you watch him play and it's just like, you know that he knows where he's going. He's in full control of his body, and it's almost like he's in full control of where the defense is going as well on the other side of the ball. Like you feel that he's almost using the force to just kind of will the defense to go where he needs them to go at certain times. And you see that, and it's just really, really, really fun just to see that he's excited to be here. And now with all of the offseason acquisitions with um Ted Karras and Alex Capa and Lyle Collins and all that stuff, like this is going to be the biggest offensive line competition that we've had in years. And I think we have a possibility of, if everybody plays to the level that we're hoping and is healthy, everybody cross fingers, knock on wood, that everybody's healthy for the majority or all of the season. We have a really good opportunity for our offensive line to be really good this year. And it's very exciting, and I'm really hoping that this will continue to blossom. And obviously we have no idea how this is going to affect the offense, how this is going to go and change schemes, because I really don't think it will. We still have all three of our Migos on the sides. We have the big boy mixing in the back. Like we're not going to go and change schemes just because we have a better offensive line. It just means we have better opportunities to make bigger plays. So right then and there, we can just put all of the doubts away of, oh, how is this going to affect the the offense? Because we already know how it's going to affect the offense. Joe Burrow is going to get more time, and when Joe Burrow has more time, he can throw better passes. And when Joe Burrow can throw better passes, we get more passing yards. And guess what happens when we get more passing yards? We score more points. And guess what happens when you score more points than the other team? We win games. It's a pretty simple cause and effect that don't really, it's kind of implied, but you go and you look at how much potential this team already has. And I haven't even talked about the defensive side yet. Just it's so exciting just to think about how many veterans we have that are still young in our system and can go and improve, because we were very much a young, new, unexperienced team, and we didn't know what we didn't know last year. And something that is going to shift this year is, not only are we not going to know what we don't know, aka we don't know what it's like to go and be a continuous losing team. I don't think anybody in the locker room has any doubts that we have the ability to go and win many games. And I think all of us here that aren't a part of the team but still fans can see that this is probably some of the greatest potential we've had in forever. And it's really something that you look at as a positive and a plus, that not only do they not know what they don't know, but they know what they know now. They know what it's like to go and make a playoff run. They know what it's like to play in the Super Bowl, and now it's time to capitalize on those opportunities. They know what it's like to win big games, and they know what it's like to lose gimmies. So now you go into um something that Joe Burrow said on the Full Send podcast. I don't have his exact quote up above me, but he goes into every game expecting to win. And I think that is an energy that feeds into every other player around him, and it feeds into the entire locker room. And it's really sad to see CJ Uzama go, because he was another big advocate for that you don't know what you don't know. And our expectation is not to win one single playoff game, it's to win the Super Bowl. And so you go into a season with that mindset, is that your expectation is to win a Super Bowl. There's not a lot in your face that you are scared of. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there's a lot of things in that locker room that anybody is even frightened of. Like, you go, and we've already beat the Chiefs twice, and the Chiefs are the standard. They've been the standard. I guess now you could change that to the Bills and Josh Allen, but I mean, gunslingers tend to revert back into their ways of just slinging. And so, yeah, that's gonna be difficult when we play them in a primetime game. And I don't really wanna get into that considering we're months removed from that game. Not removed, but months before that game, and we don't even wanna know what that team is like, and we don't even know what our team is like yet, but you go in with no fear, and you go in expecting, "Okay, I'm gonna play my best, and I'm gonna kick your butt." Like, there's going to be no there's gonna be absolutely no way that this team is going to go and be affected by anything. So, it's almost like they have created the biggest poker face on earth because you go and listen to national media, and they they know that we're reigning AFC champions, and they know that we were just a part of a Super Bowl, but they're like, "We don't know what this Bengals team is." And granted, they don't. We don't know what any team is right now. The Bills could be the greatest team in the league, or they could somehow decide that even though they did get better on paper, they could underperform. We've seen many teams that look good on paper underperform, aka Arizona last year, aka Green Bay all the time. Um, at least in the postseason, I don't want any heat from Green Bay fans right now, even though you just wasted money on Aaron Rodgers. But I digress. It's something that you go and we don't know yet. But I am extremely confident that I know the potential of this team. I don't know anything solid, but potential is always potential. We have the potential to go and repeat and get a chip. And that's really all you need to know about something like that. So, the other big things that I'm seeing right now in our team, it's really early in the season. It's just there's a lot to talk about, but there's also nothing. And so the the biggest thing outside of expectations for this team as a whole is also expectation for these young guys. And you can go and think about these young guys. I mean, we just drafted Dax Hill, who is an absolute stud. He's a dog. You go and you watch his tape, and he shows you that he can play. He's a dog. And then you have the expectations of players like Jackson Carman, who showed that they have very bright lights ahead of them and can go and perform at the highest level when you throw them in a game time situation. Like, it's not practice anymore. It's a game time, and they performed. And then you have people who got hurt early last year, aka Joseph Osai, aka the person who sacked Tom Brady in a preseason game. Granted, it was a preseason game, but how often do you have a rookie coming in who sacks Tom Brady in a preseason game and then doesn't even get a snap his first full year? So that's something that we have continuous potential on, and something that you can just continue to capitalize. It's really, really, really exciting to go and be a part of this new era in Cincinnati. And so to close this out, I want to say thank you to you guys who come out and watch and listen and be entertained by this. Once again, I'm Garrett. You'll see the G Money all the time if you're watching the video version. If you're watching the podcast, I'm Garrett Fry, and I am ready to shock the world this year with our team, and I hope you guys are ready for this. So thank you. I am really excited for this season. I'm really excited to do continuous episodes every Saturday. I'm really excited to go and show you guys the potential of not only me but this team. And I'm here for the journey. I'm here for the repeat and the chip. So count it down right now. I mean, go ahead before I close out. Follow me on New Jungle 9. That's the account that you can go and contact me if you want an opinion, if you want a thought, if you have a question, anything like that. Go ahead, reach out, tag me. I mean, I'm out there. I want to talk some smack. I'm ready to be talk like Joe Burrow. I mean, the Ravens like to talk, but I like to talk more. Joe doesn't like to talk, but I do. So go ahead, follow me there, tag me, do whatever. And this has been the new Wincy show, and I'm very excited for this season. And thank you all so much. And whenever you listen to this, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and hooday.